Oh, hello. This is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video and would like to receive notifications of my future video postings, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is very much an unusual video to me because I would have never imagined that would I have make grilled cheese sandwich in a wok. I'm not a big fan of a grilled cheese sandwich. However, I do make grilled cheese sandwich. Usually it will be for my wife and my son. When I make grilled cheese sandwich, I always make it in a small frying pan that with non-stick coatings. And recently, due to the reorganization of too much stuff in my kitchen, I got rid of that frying pan. So I have not made grilled cheese sandwich for quite a while. Recently, I have a conversation with one of my former cooking class students. I will call her Jennifer for the purpose of this video. Jennifer has adopted my cooking system. In fact, she has asked me advice for the wok to purchase, and I recommend her to purchase the Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. I have recently had an exchange of messages with her, and I asked her, how are your cooking coming along? She's now in graduate school in a different university now, and she said because of the current situation, she spent a lot of time in her apartment. She said that she has been trying to explore the different way of using the wok, and one thing that she used the wok for is to make grilled cheese sandwich. Actually, I have never thought of making grilled cheese sandwich in a wok, so I asked her how did it turn out. She said that it worked out really well. In fact, she used her 14-inch stainless steel wok, just like a small frying pan. She told me how she made it in a wok, and so I decided to follow her instruction and give it a try. She suggested to me that first of all, I should heat up the wok, of course, and then I should put enough butter to cover the bottom of the wok. So I cut off about maybe 2 tablespoons of butter and directly drop it to the surface of the wok. She told me that don't turn the heat too high because the butter has a low smoking point. I asked her, could I use things like canola oil? She told me that she probably would not because butter tastes much better. As the butter melts, I put 2 pieces of bread to the bottom surface of the wok. Jennifer told me that she really liked the Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok because it has a large bottom compared to many other woks. For this wok, it is large enough to accommodate 2 pieces of standard size bread. Jennifer told me that it is important that you have plenty of butter in the wok, otherwise the bread might stick to it. She said that before she has tried it by spread the butter on the bread first before she put it into the wok, but in that case she find that the bread always end up stick to the bottom of the wok. I used the wok spatula to jiggle the bread a little bit, and Jennifer is absolutely right. The bread do not stick to the bottom of the wok at all. She told me that let the bread basically being toast for about maybe a couple minutes before you put on the cheese. She said if you put on the cheese too early, the cheese might melt through the bread, and this might cause the cheese to stick to the bottom of the wok. So I find 2 pieces of American cheese, and I put on each one of the bread. She told me that I could put on other type of cheese as well, but she recommend American cheese because it melts better than other type of cheese. Actually, in this case, I make a mistake because she actually told me that if I'm going to have 2 pieces of cheese, I should put both pieces on the same bread. As the bread continued to be toasted on the surface of the wok, I noticed that the cheese start to melt. She told me that one indication that the bread is pretty much toast ready when the cheese start to melt into the bread. Then now you can put 1 piece of the bread over the other. So when I flip one of the piece over the other piece of bread, I understand why she asked me to put both piece cheese on the same bread. As you notice that since I do not flip it over exactly right, so the piece of cheese stuck to the wok spatula and it do not lay perfectly on top of the other piece of bread. Now, if I had followed her advice and put both pieces of cheeses on the same bread, I probably would not have this problem. So okay, I learned from my mistake. I will not do this again. So everything is going well, and so far so good. I was able to realign the other piece of bread, so now it sits properly on the other piece of bread. I follow her advice and flip the sandwich over and to let the other piece of bread to cook a little bit more. And now it is done. I got able to cook my first grilled cheese sandwich in a wok. I took a video recording of making this grilled cheese sandwich, which I do almost with all my cooking. I told Jennifer what I did with this grilled cheese sandwich and of my recording, and she told me that I should post this on my YouTube channel. She told me that she actually never thought of making grilled cheese sandwich in her wok as well. But since she was hungry for grilled cheese sandwich during this period when she was staying at home, and the wok is the only cooking utensil that she has, and so she said, well, why not give it a try? She said after she did it, she knew that it is obvious that you could make a grilled cheese sandwich in the wok, but she never thought of it, so she thought other people might be in the same situation. Furthermore, she said that this is a good demonstration that the wok is truly a multifunctional cooking utensil. It is very much up to your imagination of what you can do with it. And she's absolutely right. It turned out that the wok actually really good for making this grilled cheese sandwich. This application also shows the advantage of woks with a larger surface at the bottom. In this case, this Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok is perfect for making a standard size grilled cheese sandwich. I'm sure the other type of wok will also do, except that it might be a little bit cramped for space when you try to fit 2 pieces of bread. So now after making grilled cheese sandwich in the wok, the next thing come to my mind is that I'm going to make some French toast in the wok. Later on, I talked to Jennifer about my idea, and she told me that she said it's great to be able to make grilled cheese sandwich in the wok, but she discovered that actually it took almost as much time as it would if she have to do some stir fry with some fresh vegetables. She told me now she have adopted my fast cooking system. She's capable of making all types of food, and that gives her the flexibility to make her meal far more interesting than it was before. And by knowing the nutritional value of different types of food that she's eating, she realized that how she can make adjustments and to mix things up, that she can eat things that's interesting, but at the same time, she can also address the nutritional benefit of what she eats. She said her recent hankering for grilled cheese sandwich passed very quickly, and she now is back to having her vegetable stir fry. She said that she enjoyed that far more because of their complex flavor. Anyway, I'm glad that she showed me about making grilled cheese sandwich in the wok because that will become part of my repertoire. This is a fun video for me to make. I hope you enjoy it as well. Thank you for watching. If you would like to receive notification of my future video postings, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have as much fun as I do in watching this video, please click the like icon below because this will help me to expand my audience base. See you next time.